Hi and welcome back to Buff's Vintage Bikes. In this video I'm going to show you the restoration of this locally built Cosmos. With some help from a local retired frame builder, Duncan McIntyre, I managed to establish that Cosmos bicycles were manufactured in the 1980s and the 1990s in a town in South Africa called Vereniging. The company was owned by Fritz Leberts and Anthony Immelman. The bikes were produced using various options of Reynolds tubing, and as a spin-off the company also started manufacturing cycling clothes. The master frame builder's name was apparently Wimpy Leberts, who was Fritz's son. Cosmos bikes at the time competed with the locally made Hansoms, Alpinas and Luzernes. This bike is built using Reynolds 525 Triathlon tubing. It's a cold work AISI 4130 chromo tubing. The 525 Triathlon tubing is almost identical to the standard 525 tubing, with the only differences being the seat stays, which are 0.1 mm thinner, and the chain stays, which are 0.1 mm thicker than the standard 525 tubing. The frame is surprisingly light for a steel frame. The chrome fork on this bike is unusual. Most were standard lugged forks as opposed to the full sloping crown fork design, similar to the Cinelli Super Corsa crowns of old. The chrome isn't in the best condition, but I haven't found anyone locally that can do a good enough job at rechroming it for me. So for now I'll just clean it up as best as possible till I can find someone who I can trust. Sadly, I only decided to do the video of this restoration once I was well into the restoration, but I thought I'd cover it anyway. This frame was in poor condition. There had a lot of scratches on it, rust marks showing, so it really needed a respray, so I decided to have a go at it myself. This is the final respray, and the mark I just showed on the top tube was where, believe it or not, my wife's chicken decided to sit on the top tube just after I'd sprayed it. Unfortunately, I had to flat that top tube down again and have a go at respraying it to try and save it. Fortunately, the result turned out okay. Unfortunately, at this stage I'd already done the restoration on the Shimano 105 group set on the bike, so it was just the wheel set to go. This is an 8-speed block on a 7-speed group set, so we'll see how that works out later. For now I'll let the video do the talking. This is how the frame turned out after the clear coating and adding the frame decals. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. This metallic blue really pops when the sunlight hits it. It's given it a great finish. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. This is part 1 of a 2-part video series on this Cosmos build. If you'd like to be notified when I release part 2, please subscribe to my page as well. In part 2 of this build, we'll look at putting this bike back together again, possibly taking it for a test ride. It might be difficult in these trying times we're going through. Please be safe out there and take care of yourselves. Let's stop this virus in its tracks when we can. Thank you, dear. I thought for my wife is when I'm working. Thanks for watching. If you're in lockdown, spend your time wisely giving those old frames some new life. It's amazing what can be achieved with a little bit of time and effort.